Today I made nettle soup, and this is how it happened. First, you gather the tools that you're going to use to harvest your nettles. Then, you find your nettles. Found the nettles. Then, you harvest the nettles. Use a glove so the sting isn't so harsh. And then, cut. And there you go. And that's all that we need of the nettle. I think we typically only do the first 6 leaves, so I actually cut that guy a little too tall. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. And then after you've got about half of a grocery bag full, then you gather some wild garlic. Now, I just learned about wild garlic, so what you're going to want to do with any plant that you don't know what it is, you're going to want to taste test it. Yep, that's wild garlic. Okay, so we're going to gather just a handful. And we only take like, I think I'll do a third of this patch, so then I can make sure that there's plenty to grow next year. There, that should give it lovely flavor. Let's take it home and cook it up. Okay, throw your butter in a pan. Then add your onions and fry them up. I've lightly caramelized our onions, so I'm just going to throw in 2 potatoes, and my potatoes were microwaved already, so they're like basically pre-cooked. And then because I'm using 2 potatoes, and most recipes you'll see use 3, I'm going to add in a can of carrots that we canned like 2 years ago or something, so it's time to use those up. I'm gonna let all of that cook. I'll throw in some vegetable stock, and then we'll get, or some chicken stock, and then we'll get the vegetables. Okay, so now that that's been cooking for a little while, I'm going to add just a little bit of chicken bone broth, so then there's enough liquid to cook the vegetables. And I'll add the rest in later. Bring that back to a boil. Make sure you wash all of your wilds. Alright, I added the rest of the stock because I was just like, why not? You're weird. Anyway, so now that it's coming back to a boil, I'm going to throw in my vegetable greens, and these are going to cook down just like spinach. So we can really throw them all in there. Oh, and our garlic needs to be trimmed down a little bit, so then it cooks nicely, and we don't have giant leaves that we're trying to eat. But yeah. Oh, also, I only was stung a little bit by these guys. They really didn't have a ton of potency. So that's why I'm not wearing gloves right now. Yeah, okay. I will get back to you once it starts cooking. Oh, and also you'll just find random pieces of leaves and stuff as you're cooking, so remove those. Okay, all of our greens are in, and that's the garlic. I just twisted and kind of broke it apart, so yeah. Okay, I'll let it cook down, and then we'll move it over to the blender. See? Look. They boiled down very nicely. Right, and then it's time to blend it up. I have to put you guys down so you won't be able to see that part, but that's okay. Wow, and it really made quite a beautiful color of green. And I'm going to try the way the peasants eat it first, and then I'm going to try it, blend it up, and I'll let you know how it is. Okay, so the peasant way definitely has a texture to it that the leaf has. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Focus, dear. Oh, there. Maybe you can kind of see. It definitely has that texture as you eat it. So it's kind of weird and not the nicest. I'll try the mushier stuff now. Okay, so I've tried both. Mom tried this kind. She said it has the consistency of baby food, which is kind of funny and true. I tasted it. The flavor is a lot like if the woods had a flavor, it would be nettle soup. That's what it tastes like, the woods. There's no super overpowering taste to it. Like, there's the wild garlic that I used wasn't overpowering. The onion that I threw in is not noticeable. The chicken stock that I used, though, was not good. So I'm not using that kind of chicken stock again. I'll probably try and use stuff that I grow here, or just a lighter flavor that I like. Other than that, yeah, it's really good, guys. Give it a try if you're feeling exciting and spontaneous, you know? So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, also, and if you, oh my gosh. Don't try random plants in the woods unless you're me, okay? Because if you misidentify a plant, you can get sick or die, and I don't want either of those things. So, if your mom doesn't know what plant to eat, ask your local herbalist. Then all of the extras I'm going to put in a Tupperware container and then in the freezer, so then I can continue to enjoy it. And yeah, it's just really good practice not to eat too much of a new thing, especially when it comes to wild plants, just so then your system can adjust or tell you if it's not okay to continue eating. So that's another helpful tip. Thanks. And there we have it. I think I can experiment with these now and try different things, new things. I think I'm going to add some chicken pieces to it to give it a different texture. And maybe I'll eat it with bread more. Not that I eat a lot of bread, but that would be a good way to do it. Mom was thinking maybe she could throw it on some salad for salad dressing. So yeah, and why not experiment? When in Rome, be a Minnesotan.